Today we are going to be using 1-point perspective to draw a city as if we were looking at it from the sidewalk. Now this is a project that might take you 2 days to make, so don't worry about rushing. Just get as much done as you can today, and then next week you will have time to work on it again if you need it. So you're going to get a white piece of paper and a plate to trace. Now when you're done tracing the plate, please return the plate to the adult that's in charge of your lesson so Miss Tritt can use them again in the future. After you have drawn your circle, in the very middle, you're going to draw a dot. It doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle, but just as close as you can get it. Then you're going to get a ruler, and I'm going to start by drawing a diagonal line. And I want to make sure that the ruler is on the dot. So I don't want it to be up here. I don't want it to be down here. I want it to be right in the center, going across the dot. And just inside the circle, I'm going to draw a diagonal line. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to draw a line that goes up and down. And a line that goes side to side or horizontal. Okay, now I am ready to draw some buildings on the inside of each of these sections. So I could draw a very simple building, and the way I could do a simple building is I'm just going to draw a line for where the top of the building is, and I'm just going to draw some windows. Now the rule is that the closer the windows are to the bottom, the bigger they're going to be. So this row will be bigger, and then as it gets up it's going to be a little smaller, and then a little smaller. And what that does is it makes it look like the building is going away from us. Makes it more realistic. Okay, so that's a simple building, and you could do that throughout. Just have square buildings or rectangular buildings with simple windows. But you could also jazz it up a little bit and think about what else you could add to make your building look different. So on this one, I'm just going to turn it. I'm going to make the top of the building up here, and then I'm going to draw a big clock on the very top of the building. And maybe this time, instead of having the square windows, I'm going to have windows that are rounded at the top. So that's another different way to draw a building. Maybe for this building, I'm going to add some sort of a tower on top. So I'm going to make it a little shorter so I have room. And maybe there's this, and then there is a tower. And then I'm going to have row windows like this that are all connected to each other. So there's many different ways to draw buildings, because buildings come in all different shapes and sizes. Let's say I want to make a skinny building. These are all kind of bigger sections. All I have to do is take my ruler and divide one of the sections to make smaller areas, so I can have some taller, skinnier buildings. So maybe on this one, after I add the windows, I'm going to add some sort of a brick pattern. Maybe in between the windows, there are bricks. So it's up to you what all you add to your buildings. Now I still need to fill these in, but one thing I need to do before I color it is, as soon as you're done drawing all of your buildings, you want to go in and erase all the lines you didn't use. But you want to wait till you're all finished, because for instance, if I erase this line right here, I might need that for this building. Now probably not, because this one's going up pretty tall. So it's probably safe for me to erase that. But as you get finished, you do want to erase all the little middle lines so you can't see your guidelines anymore and it looks more realistic. Your last step is you're going to add color. So I colored the sky first. That's all the empty or negative space where the buildings aren't. And then I added lots of details to my buildings. This is why this might take you 2 days. Please do not scribble and rush and try to just get it done in 1 day if you have the time. So when you're finished with this, you're going to return it to the adult that is overseeing your lesson, even if you're not done, because they will just repass it out to you next week. They're just going to keep it so it doesn't get crumbled up in your desk. All right, I can't wait to see what these look like.